Welcome to the Talking Sport Report podcast with Scotty and Eggo.
Unbelievable!
Yes, the Talking Sport Report has returned somehow, some way. I thought we'd be cancelled by this point, but then I realised the only way we can be cancelled is if you and I, Scotty, decide to cancel it. And look, we've paid some subscriptions. We're here. We've got nothing else to do. The whole point of this podcast was for us to catch up, right?
It's not like we've got funding they can cut.
No, that's very, very true. It is episode 5, and we tackle each week the 3 biggest stories of the week. But you know what? We do look at these big stories, Scotty, but we don't really tackle it from a factual point of view. Maybe because we don't have the right facts, but we look at those little bits under the stories that we think is interesting, that maybe haven't got enough oxygen, maybe need a little bit of
correct.
light.
If there's any facts or figures, big chance you or I have made them up.
100%.
Remember that.
At any point, you can email us any feedback, any shots, any punches you want to throw at us, absolutely anytime. talkingsportreport@gmail.com. We have a segment later on tonight coming up called the Comment Club. Basically, this is any video we put on social media, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We're at Talking Sport on Report on all of those. But basically, any single comment you put up there, we read it out on the podcast and discuss. So they can be absolutely and encouraged to be personal shots at each of us. Or if you don't think we've got our facts right, you'll probably must be guaranteed to be a yes. But we'd like you to comment, and then we'll talk about it in the comment club. We've got some excellent comments this week to read out later in the show, Scotty, which could be interesting.
Looking forward to it. I'm hoping that just one day we can get to a part where we can just dedicate a show just to the comments, just to our adoring fans.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Again, your mother and my mother
Yeah.
are the number one fans by a long way. My mum actually went out of her way to find out how she could listen to this podcast. And if you are listening, hi, Mum, you can call me. You can ask.
I'm Mrs. Eggleston.
But yeah, the number one fans are definitely there. We do love them for that. Let's
brilliant.
get to the first story of the night, and it is the NRL is a bloody circus, Scotty.
It is, and it's not one I'd probably buy a ticket to at the moment. Although there'd be more clowns in the NRL than we see in the Big Top.
By a long, long way. The first clown, well, you know what? I don't know if he's a clown. Lockie Galvin. It's official now. He has signed on the dotted line with Mr. Gus Gould. They've taken $750,000. That's the rumor of his contract. Now, you have the details of his last one, the one he was going to sign for the Tigers, which was?
Yeah, straightforward. 6 years, $1 million a year.
So he's left a lot of money on the table.
At which point is your workplace that bad? You're going somewhere else for so much less, especially at his age. That's
what do you think it was?
A lot of money. 350,000, I'd say. No, I don't know, because you think about it. He's leaving the Tigers to go to the Dogs, and you remember there's players at both clubs that won premierships together, a lot of premierships. They'd be tight. They boycotted when he said that he was leaving. Do you think maybe Luai and Crichton are talking? I don't know. If these guys weren't as professional as you assume they are, it could be a hostile work environment.
Yeah.
Be like that time you and I went overseas and you just spent 4 weeks bullying me. It was the best time of my life. I won't lie.
Say, though, I had every right to. I didn't get one wink of sleep in that entire month we're overseas because you were snoring. Now, Scotty and I have been best mates since high school. Yeah. And that one New York hotel we shared, you rolled over and you're on top of me. That's how tight that room was. And I had to put up with
you survived that.
You're snoring after 2 quarter pounders.
Yeah, no, I think we've just got a bit sidetracked, actually.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I don't know. Like,
he's going there to win a premiership, though, right? Like, that's why he's taking the pay cut, because the Bulldogs are the number one side in the comp, and by a
100%.
fair way. I mean, you wouldn't put the Broncos up there with them right now, would you?
But you look at how good they are, and they're good for a reason. Their side is fantastic at the moment. You're bringing him in, which is pushing one of those players out, and I'd be honest, that player deserves to be there. If it's Toby Sexton, I would be filthy. I'd be more annoyed. He'd probably, if I was him, I'd be more annoyed at getting pushed out of the Dogs than I would be that he hasn't been pulled from a pack of our cards yet. That's just my take.
Or pulled from one of his massages that apparently he goes to behind the sheds at the Bulldogs training facility. I think he was caught walking out of there a few times.
That'd be a good rub, though. That would be. Come on.
Can I tell you what I think's happened?
Hit me.
I think Lockie Galvin is actually a hero.
Then how so?
Well, think about it this way. How many times, Scotty, in your life have you taken a pay cut so your workplace could be better off? Think about that. He's taken a pay cut so his workplace is better off. Now, when was the last time you offered to give your proprietors a chance to earn a bit more money on their end and actually maybe facilitate better? Maybe they could have put, biscuits in the cafeteria for you.
Do you know
you have decided to lose some money in your paycheck?
Do you know the worst part about this? It was only on Friday my boss asked for a link to our podcast. So if by chance he's listening to this, I reckon it's not 350,000, but I swear to God, if you have just screwed me out of anything financially, I think I remember where you live.
Yeah.
We could it could be a bit of trouble.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to be having a discussion and he's going to go, Lockie Galvin, wink. Lockie Galvin, Scotty.
I literally just put myself in a Simpsons scene then.
Yeah. Are you Ned Flanders? Which one are you again? You're Homer.
At the moment, Chief Wiggum, for sure. No, you know what? You've made a good point, and I feel I should step up now. If he's going to throw that much money away to go elsewhere, then you've raised some valid points. Oh, you know what? I want to put the wheels in motion. I'm taking a pay cut tomorrow.
Yeah. Or how's this for another take? Maybe the Bulldogs is the greatest workplace in the world. If you're willing to take a $350,000 a year off your contract to work there, maybe they are as good as Apple. Maybe they have sleeping pods and things like that. Maybe they're just the greatest workplace. Maybe it's Disneyland. Maybe Gus Gould is Mickey Mouse.
There's a lot of positive things being thrown out about Cameron Ciraldo. So maybe he is that good of a coach. Maybe. I mean, I'll be honest. I've never met the man. He looks like an intense individual.
He does.
I've met Benji Marshall, polite, down to earth, nice guy. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe Galvin just sees that it's just a better opportunity. And at that age, even 750 grand is going to be quite juicy. Because I mean, he's not on a lot now. But I did read, might shock you, that his deal at the Tigers, I don't think was meant to start for another 2 years.
Yeah, that's right.
So he's effectively coming out in front in a short term with maybe an option to renegotiate. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, those figures may be correct. It could just be something I made up. I don't know.
And I would encourage to everyone listening to you to take the second route as the most likely answer there. Another reason why the NRL is an absolute circus right now. The best player potentially in the game right now and could very well in 10 years' time be the best player of all time in the NRL, has that potential with the resume of silverware. Not Luke Brooks, funny enough, although he has got probably the best barbecue in the NRL after the Tigers gave him an absolute beautiful Weber, which he didn't look too happy about receiving that year. But Nathan Cleary is rumoured to be very hot on the press off to rugby union. And it got me thinking, Scotty, like this is a huge one. Like it's Tim Horan. Now he is I'm pretty sure, is he a Queenslander?
Yeah, I
don't
can
know,
check
but
this.
That could be a Queenslander comment, right? Oh, your best New South Wales player is off to union, just to ruffle the feathers. But you look at Cleary and you think, geez, if he's to leave, I mean, you can totally understand. Are you nodding like Tim Horan is a Queenslander?
He's an Irish Queenslander.
There you go. It's reverse psychology from the Maroons, man. I swear to God. But let's look at this. Like Cleary, he's got everything.
Yeah, best halfback in the game at the moment, 100%. He's won it all. Yeah. State of Origin. Yes.
Yep, State of Origin.
Hasn't won the Dally M yet.
Yep.
But
rigged anyway, right?
Well, Well, depends, but yes, yeah, I think you're right.
Why does it go into hiding after round whatever it is? They're rigged.
You can't, yeah, and you can't bet on it anymore either.
No,
That's
you
just a
can't.
stitch up in itself. Yeah, he's basically done everything he can do.
Yeah.
Now he's just basically playing for the love of it, I guess.
I agree. But could you imagine guys like Mitch Moses and Jerome Luai, who were half and 5'8" last year in the Origin? Cleary comes back, boots. Both of them technically are, and one of them had to fight off, Batman
The
style,
other.
like the Joker, to see who was going to get the last spot. And you start to think back in your mind about all those players who wish back in the day their superior would have left and went to the opposition sport. And so I asked you to have a think about in your mind who would be some players that would have done that. I'm going to lead you with mine. Right. I reckon Stuart McGill wished that Shane Warne would have fucked off to go play golf or AFL at some point, right? That poor bastard. Was he the second best spinner of all time, and he's just stuck behind Warney, just slotting a cool 700 plus wickets?
I reckon the best day of Stuart McGill's life was when Warney got banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, that man would have been rejoicing. He would
only Aussie to celebrate and pop a bottle of champagne, or whatever else he's taking these days.
Probably sent Warney's mum a bunch of flowers as a thank you gift.
Unbelievable.
Wow, that's a good one. I did have a think about it. Now I've got two. One is a hell of a lot bigger than the other, so I'll leave that one till last. But the great debate, Messi and Ronaldo.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I mean, it's depending who you talk to. People think Ronaldo's the GOAT. Others say Messi. You look at stats, and I've actually done my research on these ones, which is quite good. Head-to-head matches played. They played 37. Messi's won 17 of them. Ronaldo's won 11. He's got the rubber there. He's won something like 45 major trophies to Ronaldo's 33.
It's nuts, isn't it?
I mean,
so basically Ronaldo would wish at some point Messi would have said 10 years ago, I'm going to play croquet.
Yeah, beach volleyball.
I'm out. And then he would be the GOAT of all time. We'd just be going, Ronaldo, you are the greatest of all.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, controversial depending who you talk to, but I think that's a prime example. This one, though, I think is bigger. Have you ever in your life played Texas Hold'em?
Yes.
I know you have. Yeah, I know you have. Could you imagine all those years ago if you'd pissed off and just let me play instead? I wouldn't have come second to you so many fucking times.
You're saying I should have left.
You dead set. If you just retired for even a month, I'd have 4 more wins and I'd probably pip you by maybe 1 in the overalls.
For people who don't know, back in our high school days, I used to run a poker tournament called the Bing Roy tournament. It was Bing Roy because my favorite cricketer was Brett Lee, yours was Andrew Simon, so Binger and Roy, Bing Roy poker series. Yeah. Basically, what we'd do is get a whole bunch of boys in, put some cash beside the table because you're not allowed to technically put it on the table. It's not gambling.
That's right.
We would go, and then there'd be a leaderboard. You'd do the Mirror of Fame, and we would write your name on the mirror when you would win the poker series, and you'd get a little trophy, and you'd have bragging rights. And Scotty used to poo his pants a lot of the times when sitting in third place with the big stack. You get a little bit tight, Scotty. I tell you what, I wouldn't want you kicking for my life when we're down by 2 and you have to kick one to take us to extra time. You got a little bit weak in the knees.
It was good. It was great. Like the first 4. I think I was there 3 times, and then you just kind of resurgence come through, just managed to win after win after win. It wasn't the money either that bothered me. It was the fact that my name was slowly appearing less on that mirror. Yeah. And I just thought if you'd pissed off for even a month, maybe I would have a few more wins under my belt.
And the irony is you could look at yourself in the mirror of the Wall of Fame and you could see yourself there, but you couldn't actually see yourself there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
the last thing that we should probably talk about with the NRL being a circus is New South Wales actually trying to give Queensland a chance? Are they throwing mind games already? I look at Mitch Barnett's been hurt. Was that set up? I mean, you never want to see people get hurt, but I feel like his New
You
South Wales
don't.
giving Queensland a chance now in game 2 with a few players out.
It is. I think so. I do think you're onto something. I hope that it's not Mitch Barnett giving Terrell May false hope.
Oh,
I don't
so
want to see
true.
another. Yeah, I don't want to see another jersey thrown in the bin while he's playing COD or
Yeah, he's probably
whatever
playing
it was
right
he was
now.
streaming.
Probably on COD right now.
Um,
Celebrating.
Yeah, he would. He's got a little bit more time. He's probably waiting for us to drop our next episode, to be honest with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I I don't know. That injury to Mitch Barnett looked pretty bad. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe give them Queensland a false sense of hope. Think that maybe they can go to Perth and, take that win. And God, I hope not. But
Well, Trump,
I mean, hey,
Trump did tell us 2-1, so maybe they have to win that one over there.
well, I mean, you did say it's a circus. So
that's
I
true.
wouldn't put anything past New South Wales RL right now. Not at all.
What would you do if we're going into game 2 and Laurie Daly decides to rest for like just giving them some breaks, like rest Cleary, rest Payne Haas.
Payne Haas.
Just does the old. We're just going to rest some players for this one.
You know what? I wouldn't put it past Laurie either. It's been a long time since he's coached a series. I wouldn't put it past him. I don't think his record was that good, was it, as a coach previously?
But you've taken on Greg Inglis, you've taken on Cameron Smith, Billy Slater, Cooper Cronk. Like, you got to give it. And you know what? The series were close when he was there, so it's just unlucky.
I don't think he's used to being 1-0 up in a series, to be honest with you.
No. So maybe he's another one of those Cleary rest plays. Like, maybe he wishes, hey, just half that Queensland side wasn't around. They all defected to rugby union back in the day. Then maybe I'd be actually a pretty good Origin coach from a record point of view.
But when you think about it, maybe Queensland's trying to do the same thing. There's talk now that they're going to cut DCE and bring Tom Dearden in. And Munster said that he was going to back up for Melbourne this week because all he did was tackle on Wednesday night from the bloke that missed 10 tackles.
Hey, you tried.
Maybe he took that 10 grand because he tried. Maybe it's mind games across the board. And yet again, it comes back to the NRL is a circus at the moment.
Well, all I can say is lucky that Billy Slater believes that his side are all a bunch of Queenslanders.
They're Queenslanders.
They're Queenslanders. Now, let's move to story 2.
Story two. EPL, it's done.
English Premier League, right?
Yeah, for another 80 days or so, give or take.
Not that you're counting.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Who won it in the end? What's
No, I don't know. It's not really important, is it? No, Liverpool obviously won it. They done it with ease. But now I'm trying to decide what to do with myself.
So it's not even about the EPL. It's because you are obsessed with watching it. That was your one thing.
I had a solid 8 hours sleep last night because my alarm wasn't going off at 2 a.m. for a game of football. Like I told you last week off air, mate, I've got kids. Like, it's my escape. I'm now starting to think, wow, do I drive down to Sydney every Saturday lunchtime and just sit at the casino for 18 hours and just play pokies, pick up a new hobby, something? Do I resort to drugs? I don't know. Like, I don't condone drug use.
No. But it's funny you say that because, like, don't people who are coming off some addictions like drugs, they try to find another vice to trade onto. So your addiction is EPL football and staying away from your family as much as you possibly can. You're like, hey, we're going to go to the park now. No, Daddy needs to have a bit of a sleep because I've got 4 games to watch after 2 a.m. this morning, kids. So you'll understand when you get older, Daddy has got to take care of priorities.
It's 3 o'clock, Daddy, where you going? It's bedtime. I have 4 games to watch in the middle of the night.
They're not going to watch themselves.
You know what? I couldn't even be that desperate to watch the A-League. It's finished as well. I honestly don't know. The last slither of excitement was this morning for the Champions League final, and even that was a schmozzle. PSG won their first Champions League, beating Inter Milan 5-0.
What a way to do it, right?
I mean, 5-0 in a final of that size, massive. And I mean, you think back to it, I thought it'd be a tighter game. PSG lost to
So did
Liverpool.
they.
They lost to Aston Villa. So did they. Yeah.
Well,
So
like,
did the
yeah,
fans.
cool. We're going there to win. We're going there to win. Oh shit, 5-0. Wow.
So did the fans.
Yeah.
So yeah, now that that's done, it's what am I going to do? I'm going to have to
At
resort
what
to.
minute did they like? Was it over at halftime? Do you think? Like, is it one of those? Because I always feel for the fans in that scenario. You've built yourself up. It's a final. It's like, yeah, wow, wow, wow. We're in the final, and then you're sitting there at halftime and you're like, we're done. We may as well just go to the pub.
At halftime, it was 2-0.
Okay, so
And-
not out of the realms.
No, that's right. Like you've seen teams in the past that are 2-0 down, and they've come out. They've got up 4-2. They've got up 3-2.
I'm an Arsenal
you know.
supporter. I've seen it constantly. It's very much
And
part of
it's-
my DNA.
And then in the 63rd minute, when it became 3-0, you're probably thinking, do we get a head start and go drown our sorrows? Because in the 73rd and the 86th, it was just done and dusted. And
they're
the stats,
rub your face in it kind of shit. Is those goals when they're just like 4 and 5 at that late? It's just like you are just gutted.
it's at
as a
that
player.
point you can tell that Inter Milan already had one eye on a hot shower.
Yeah,
They were done. But hey, hats off to Mbappe. After 7 years at PSG, he left to go to Real Madrid to win the Champions League, and
not pumped.
PSG have done it without him.
There you go.
PSG have done it without him. So hats off. Yeah, so like I said to you, now I've just got to think about what I'm going to do for the next 80 days. Sorry, 80 weekends. Holy shit.
You're
the next
actually right.
80 days. Yeah.
It's all round. It's going to be pretty. I mean, we've got the NRL, but that's not going to help you at 2 a.m. in the morning, right? You're going to get some sort of strange, like Daniel's Direct
Got it.
kind of addiction.
I've got it. I'm going to take up watching darts, I think.
Yeah.
Darts with the old 180. Yeah, so
Do you
it's,
know if you tell anybody, hey, have you ever seen darts? They're like, yeah, 180. That's like the if you know darts, you know 180.
That's the thing, though. I always thought growing up that the purpose was to get as close to that bullseye as you could. Apparently not.
Same.
Apparently
Shit.
not.
No,
Yeah.
triple 12. Have you ever tried to play darts? I went
Yes.
to a great. You realize how hard a game it is,
Yes.
and how much you suck when you're like, I'm gonna try and hit triple 20, and you literally don't even hit the board.
Only thing I do with a dartboard, if the opportunity arises, and if you get a chance to do it, play dart cricket. Fantastic. I will run you through it one day. I reckon with a few drinks and 3 darts each, we will have an absolute ball.
Well, I'm up for that.
That could replace the EPL, actually. What are you doing at 2 a.m. next Sunday morning? I will come down.
Every night for the next 80 days. That's a good one. Actually, my brother-in-law that you know, Joey,
Yes.
he
yes.
has a dartboard in his living room, and he's trying to sell his house right now, and he's had to put like a bit of carpet down because, as you know, with darts, they don't always hit the dartboard. So he has a whole bunch of holes in the floor
That's
from where the darts have
fantastic.
bounced off and hit there. So if you're listening, Joey,
I was going to say,
yeah.
no doubt Joey's listening. Joey, sending my love. It's been a while,
Yeah, I know.
mate. It's been a while.
Got a bit of a love for him. That's weird. Okay, the third story tonight is the NBA Finals, and we have now officially made it. The finals are here. It's one of those weird sports where for a whole month they do the playoffs, and there's because it's best of 7 seasons, a series, so they're quite long. And we've now officially made it to the finals, and let me just tell you right now, it's going to be the worst ratings of all time. You have got the Indiana Pacers taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. You're essentially got these two small markets taking on each other where there's no real... I mean, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has just become MVP. I guarantee you 99% of people outside of the NBA have never heard of him. Halliburton on the other side is, again, an absolute unknown. So you've gone from these eras of Curry and LeBron and Kevin Durant and all these massive superstars to who's playing in the finals? It'll be an awesome series, right? But it's going to be a big game of who. It's actually Guess Who. The real live version of Guess Who, the board game.
I'll be honest, just listening to you then, I thought you were just making up words.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to lie. I do owe you an apology if I got your hopes up because I was adamant the Knicks were bringing this back.
They lost today,
2-0
so thank you
down.
for that.
Yeah.
They lost today,
Yeah, you're
the last
welcome.
game. So
Yes, 17 points. It was a close one.
No,
to
it
an
was not.
extent.
Yeah. I
I'm sorry.
had one little bit of solace though. Now the best player on the Pacers is a guy called Halliburton. He's very, very good. I'm a massive fan of, and the irony is as well, the Knicks could have taken him in the draft and they didn't. They went somewhere else. And we basically had the chance to take him. But then a lot of sides did because he did get picked fairly fair way down in the draft. But at the end of the game, because they are the Eastern Conference champions, they do an MVP vote for the best player of the season, the series for that finals game. And Halliburton thought he had it in the bag because he's their best player, and generally the best player does get it. So they're on stage, they're going, now this is the trophy for MVP. And they've gone, and he's done the pointed deuces at himself, taken 2 steps forward, and they've gone Pascal Siakam.
Right.
And he's had to stop, look really confused, and had to take 2 steps back. So after the big choking, he's done a bunch of choking in front of the Knicks fans, as Knicks fans were like, suck on that. Even though he's a legend and he's a great player, the fact that he thought he had it in the bag, apparently Pascal won by 1 vote. It was like 4-3 or something like that. So it's very, very tight. But that is brutal now on social media.
The way you've described that, it's just like the end of a UFC bout or a tight boxing contest where one guy's just standing there with one finger in the air. He's like, yeah, I've got this. And the referee raises his opponent's arm. It is the absolute best. It's like, just, mate, be humble. Yeah. Sit down. You lost. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic.
It's always a nice one. It's always a nice one to see something like that.
What's your prediction then? Besides low ratings and shit attendance.
Look, the Thunder are going to win. It's going to be a no-show. The Pacers are a gritty team, and they'll definitely put up a hot fight. But the Thunder is so deep. Without getting too boring, they have just got 24 Nathan Clearys to the Indiana Pacers half a Nathan Cleary, if we're going to talk NRL for Australian audiences.
24 Luke Brookses.
Yes, it's basically 24 Nathan Clearys. You know how they have that thing where, would you like to fight 100 grandma-sized ducks or 1 grandma-sized duck? Which fight would you want to take? Or what was the gorilla one? Would you take on 100, the
100 men take down.
That's what this is. So the Thunder, it should be a pretty easy one for the Thunder. But you hope for a good season, but a good series. But I don't think. I think the Thunder will win, and they thoroughly deserve it. They've been the best team all year.
The Pacers take a game at all.
Yes, 100%. Okay. They will. They might take 1 or 2. The Thunder are a young team. They'll definitely mishap 1 or 2. I would say be like a 4-2 kind of vibe for the season. I keep on saying season for the series. Sorry, for the
That'd
series.
That'd be a good series, but especially if it's a 3-2 or it's 2-2 at one point. Yeah. That would be good.
It'll be okay as long as you're not playing guess who and trying to work out who the players are. As long as you just take it as, hey, Blue's taking on yellow. That's how you should go into these finals. Oh, cool. Go blue. Go yellow.
That's good.
That's the only way to really take it. But the best bit about the NBA right now is
you're screwed if you're colorblind.
If you're colorblind, you are screwed. The best part about the NBA now is it becomes X on the beach. Remember that TV show where they would put a whole bunch of X's on a beach and they would end up having sex with each other and all sorts of... So what now happens with the NBA is before anyone's body's cold from being dead, from being knocked out of these playoffs, the trade rumors start. So the Knicks have literally just lost this morning Australian time. By lunchtime, apparently Karl Anthony Towns is being traded to the Suns for Kevin Durant. That's the rumors that start fluctuating around. The coach is getting fired. He's just taken them to the finals, and they're like, Tibbs is getting fired. This is what happens in the NBA. Essentially, everybody becomes a suspect in a murder mystery, and everyone's getting shot, fired, thrown out of a cannon, and it's like, talk about the NRL being a circus. The NBA is the great Moscow circus of the world.
I can't believe that. Kevin Durant's like, nearly 40?
Yeah.
Talk about building a team around a player. Well, that's fantastic.
In a deep down, and this is so wrong because I'm a Knicks supporter. I kind of really want a Kevin Durant New York Knicks jersey.
I respect that. I do.
And it's not that I think look, to be quite fair, he'd be really good. And if I was to be wishful thinking, I'd always hope that Giannis would end up on the Knicks because that'd be pretty amazing too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I could get a Kevin Durant jersey, and you will remember back a few years ago, there was rumors that he was going to go to the Knicks, and he said, "I'm never playing for the Knicks." So part of me just died inside. But I love Kevin Durant, and I think that would be freaking amazing to get a Kevin Durant Knicks jersey.
Well, that's
You
the
can
thing,
get them in
like-
Bali right now, but I just don't think they're that legit.
what's Giannis doing? Like,
We just don't know yet. We just don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's going to run it back. If you're Milwaukee, you're just going, well, he's one of the best players in the world. We'll run it back. But there's a really good chance he'll go to the Rockets. There's another good chance that he will go to the Knicks. That's what I keep telling myself anyway.
I'm just having a look here that there's speculation from well-connected members of the NBA media that suggests there'd be a swap between the Bucks and Boston.
Bullshit.
Well, that's
So
what I'm looking at
So
here.
Brown
Could be on
for
the
Giannis?
table, given the potential return for the Bucks would match the sort of ask that they would have in mind for the Greek Freak. Can I just say, would Boston be up to trade away the sort of package it would take to get Giannis? But yeah, basically would require dealing away Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Now,
I think
I just
I think
say,
he would do it though, right? For Jason Tatum to be teamed up with Giannis, like that's
that's brilliant.
unbelievable.
Can I just say though, talking about getting a jersey with Giannis on it,
Yeah.
do you know when you buy an EPL jersey and you get a player's name on the back, you pay by letter. There is not a chance I'd be up for that if the NBA were charging.
Antetokounmpo.
Could you imagine paying for that? The jersey would be 150. You'd be paying an extra 400 for his name.
That's okay. Just put Giannis on it. Just put Giannis. And then it definitely looks like you bought that in Thailand or on the streets of Bali. Yeah. Don't
Something
worry.
you picked up at the beach.
When I fly to Bali later this month, just to purely get a Kevin Durant New York Knicks jersey, I'll get you an Antetokounmpo Celtics jersey just for yourself, mate.
It'd be, oh yeah, that actually, could you imagine the spelling errors in that too?
Oh.
In Bali, that would be fantastic. It'd be a collector's
That's the
item,
best
though,
part
that's
of
for
it.
sure.
That's the
No one
best
else would
part
have
of
it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a one of a kind, quite literally, because they fucked
I
it up.
love that. That's fantastic.
Well, that's our 3 stories for the week, mate. So thank you for helping us get through that. And as always, if you've got any feedback on this or you want to really tell us that we stuffed up or just let us know anything about the
That
show,
we suck.
you can do that too. I'll make sure I'll forward that email on to you, Scotty, to take that one and reply. We reply to
I've got that.
all feedback, good or bad, and most of it is bad these days. Talking Sport Report at Gmail, and you can follow us TikTok, Instagram, YouTube at Talking Sport. And of course, wherever you get your podcasts, where you listen to right now, you can hear us. And I think Spotify now actually have comments within the actual podcast itself, so you can comment within there. But time to get to Comment Club. I'm going to try and find an opener for us for this. Maybe a bit of Donald Trump. What do you reckon?
Oh, I haven't heard from him this week, actually. Have you?
He's a bit quiet. This week, I think. But that's okay. We'll get him next week, and we'll get him to read our opener for Comment Club. So the Comment Club basically is anyone who comments on one of our social posts. We read out your comment and we discuss it. So I'm going to start probably one for you, Scotty, by a guy called Ripe. This happened on TikTok. He said, "This is a comment and I'd like it read out in the next episode." So he's been listening. Good boy.
I'm happy with that. Absolute pleasure to have
Florian-
you here, mate.
Yeah. Florian Wirtz. Have I said that correctly?
You have. I'm impressed.
Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. Here we go. Discuss.
Huge. Wait,
So is he like...
here we go. Is this Fabrizio? So if you're not aware, Fabrizio is a basically, he does everything with transfers when it comes to football. And if it's going to happen, you're going to hear it from Fabrizio. And he always says the player's name with "here we go." Now, if this is Fabrizio with a different
disguise
username,
as
welcome.
Ripe.
This is amazing. But no, I will tell you, massive. Now,
Yeah.
Liverpool were fantastic this season. Hats off to them. This kid is, well, that's basically what he is. He's a kid. He was born in 2003. So he's 22. He's going to cost them roughly 130 million euros.
Is he not taking a pay cut like Lockie Galvin? Doesn't he understand that if you want to go to the good clubs, you're going to take a pay cut? God
That's
damn
actually
it.
a good
Take a
call.
leaf out of Lockie Galvin's book, mate. Fuck.
He's been senior career with Bayer Leverkusen for about 5 years now. He's played 140 times for them. I think bringing in a player of that quality, it's going to send a message to the rest of the league. Because to be honest with you, I don't think many teams fear Man City at the moment.
So
they're going to send they're going to send a message to the rest of the league, and I think it's what they need to go back to back. So, Ripe, I'll let you know if that deal is done. As you said, here we go. I honestly think that's enough for back to back. 100%. Calling it now.
Nice one. Another comment we received.
Love the
This is
comment.
on great comment, Ripe. Thank you for your follow and for your support on TikTok. Scott Keedle 1119 on YouTube writes, sorry, 3-0 Trump. So this is the post we chucked up there where Trump predicted. I don't know how no news article picked it up, but basically Trump had this comment where he's like, I think New South Wales will win 2-1. And now Scott
do you still have that audio?
No, I don't. Not on me right now, no.
That's okay. That's okay. You know what I take from that? Scotty sounds like a passionate Blues supporter. And you know what? I welcome that.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, Scotty, hats off, mate. Takes a brave man to doubt and call out Trump in a public forum.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Scotty, if you're still with us,
yes,
hats off, mate. Hats off, because that's brilliant. I love that. That's
nice one.
2 good comments in a row.
Yeah, great comment. So, Comment Club, going well so far. So, Nick_A.56, he writes, thoughts on Origin goal kicking performance by the Blues? Cry face. Oh, that was one of the best kicking I've ever seen in my life. You don't get better kicking than that.
As you said yourself, if by chance this game was to go to, I guess, a shootout, Blues would have been completely stuffed.
Oh, don't worry. The Maroons went much better. The Maroons were terrible as well. Like, I know Holmes kicked that beautiful one at halftime, and then he shanked the next one.
Honestly,
terrible goal kicking.
You know what? Put it to the NRL. Let's run game 2 without goal kicking and penalty goals. But I'll tell you, that was absolutely atrocious. And then you have a look at games today. Lomax slipped from the sideline as he kicked the ball and managed to put it straight. It was a beautiful kick, Cameron Smith style from a few years back.
That was one of the best kicks of all time. And because Cameron Smith, I think he was in Brisbane by memory,
hopping it,
absolutely
hopping it from the crowd. Yeah,
and then kicked it. And then I always think back to like my favorite moments. Do you remember when Adam Dewey was taking a kick from the sideline, and there was that guy in the crowd going, "You've set it up to the right. You're gonna miss it to the right," and then it falls off the tee. He resets it up, and then he's like, "No, you've corrected too far to the left." Oh, that was one of the best.
That was and nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Look, in a nutshell, I don't have many thoughts about that goal kicking expedition in game 1, Nick.
Shit out.
As I don't think you would either, buddy. But again, thank you. Absolute pleasure to converse with you through media. Love it.
Yeah,
thanks,
love it,
mate.
Nick. Thank you so much for the comment. The final one tonight on our comment club is from Catherine Eggo 22. She writes, if anyone's playing it up, this is my wife. It's late. Can you stop talking shit with Scotty and get to bed, please? Also, love the hair, Scotty.
Oh, that is
unbelievable.
Fantastic.
Getting heckled by my own wife on a podcast that not even she listens to.
Oh, she doesn't listen.
She just watches social media videos.
I am so offended by that. That is actually a fantastic comment. I don't have feedback for that.
That's brutal.
I don't, but I guarantee I'd back her in an 8-round bout against you. That's for sure.
That would not be going the distance. And for anyone who doesn't know, my wife is not the tallest. She's 5'2", 5'3" kind of height, but she will pack a punch.
It's the Italian aggression, mate.
It is. It is. We know they don't like to lose, and
that's fantastic.
So apparently, I've got to go to bed now, everybody. So we might have to get close to wrap this thing up because that's the comment club.
Good.
So any comment you want to drop, please, through the week, any comment you drop on any of our social posts, be it TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. Look us up at Talkin' Sport Report. And always, you can email us at talkinsportreport@gmail.com. To wrap us up, I wanted to just quickly, I know we're at the 40-minute mark, so I don't want to go on for too long here, but I know we don't like to spare any expense here on the Talkin' Sport Report. So I was looking at our opener's kind of fun, right? And we've got a good opener. But I actually spent a lot of our own, because I know we put some money in a pot, right, to buy microphones. I think your money's still coming. Your money for the microphone's still coming because
you're still
using your headphones.
It's in the post.
It's in the post. But we put our money in a pot, and we kind of we don't spare any expense where possible. We try to cut down on other things. But anyway, I've taken some money out of our kitty, and I've paid people to write music for us.
Okay.
So I wanted to get your thoughts.
Like a Hilltop Hoods or...
Essentially, yeah. So the first one, I paid a producer who's a dubstep producer, and I said, can you write us a song for our opener? And this is what he came up with.
Sport Report podcast coming out with the latest. Me and Scotty here got the facts, don't debate us. Scotty got the quotes plus the jokes and the bangers. I got knowledge in the noggin that'll blow your brain like Sport Report, talking report,
That is brilliant. That's fantastic.
Sport Report podcast.
What do you think?
That wasn't
Should we commission
what I
him?
expected. Ken, you know what? I did like that. Commission him, but find out if he can do like a K-pop version.
Oh, well, I can. We've got unlimited funds in that joint account, so I can actually through the week go get a K-pop band.
I
Why
think,
not?
yeah. All right,
Okay.
I'm all for that. Try it.
Here's number two. I've got 3. I commissioned 3, by the way, Scotty. I didn't tell you that.
No wonder we're broke.
Yeah. So this is the second one I commissioned. I got a big band together.
Oh,
Like a full-on big band.
like a
opera-
symphony?
Yeah, like a full-on symphony. And they came up with this for our opener.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Talkin' Sport Report with your hosts, Scotty and Eggo. This one's for you. We ain't best friends, baby. We brothers.
Yeah.
Knew each other since we was younger. We ain't blood, but we got each other.
We don't really.
And I wouldn't trade you for
I would.
nothing. No, 2 peas in a pod, and we both got a squad of women and children. But when they go to sleep, we turn on the TV and start the chillin'. If you love sport, like we love sport.
I'll stop them there. What do you think? That
What
cost
was
a
your
lot,
third
by the way.
one?
That was
What was-
14 people who came in to record that.
What's your third one? That's my feedback on the second one. What's your third one?
All right, third one. I paid a Carly Rae Jepsen lookalike.
I'm in
Come
for
in
this.
and write me a Carly Rae Jepsen pop song. You might actually like this. Here we go.
I'm in. Let's go.
The boys are on the mic, they're here to entertain. They'll have you feeling right, they'll make you feel insane. I know I have a choice, but hey, I'm not deranged. They are my bestest friends, they're here to change the game. Hey, the boys are here now, they are my friends now. They are my best friends, and you know that's how. The boys are here now, they are my friends now. They are my best friends, and you know that's how. They're on Talkin' Sport Report with Scotty and Eggo. They talk sport, you know, and you know that's how. They're on Talkin' Sport Report.
What do you think of that one? That was a cracker.
I absolutely love that one.
Is that our new opener?
I'm torn
Yeah.
between that
Mm.
and the first one, but I
Oh, the
will say
dubstep.
I'm still
Sport Report
Oh.
podcast coming out with the latest. Me and Scotty here got the facts, don't debate us. Scotty got the quotes plus the jokes and the bangers. I got
Oh, that's because it's got a good. Scotty's got the jokes and all that bullshit. You've brought nothing. Brought nothing to the table. Although you have brought cash. Thank you so much for that cash.
Yes.
That I commissioned those bands, and I will commission a K-popper through the week to get us a
Yes.
K-pop version. Is there any
Let's-
sort
let's
of
try
feedback
that.
you want on that? Do you, like, what kind of K-pop song do you want?
I've never listened to K-pop, but it was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, maybe. You know, who'd you listen to back in the day? You're a bit of a
I love
insane clown posse.
I wasn't going to go that far back.
What psychos were they? What kind of music is their music again?
Kind
What'd you
of
call
like
that?
murder-based rap, I guess.
Scotty, father
I-
of two beautiful girls, listening
I
to
was
Insane
kidding.
Clown Posse about murder rap. Great. What
I
a
was,
Model A citizen.
I was thinking maybe like when you said what'd you listen to back in the day, I was going to stop at like a Childish Gambino kind of setup. But I
Well,
try the
Kanye's,
K-pop.
you know what? Kanye's pretty much back in the media now with his album I dropped. What if I commission a Kanye West lookalike to come on and
Well,
do a version?
I had a better idea, and I reckon it'd be super cheap, and we can end it on this. I don't think Diddy's doing much. All right. On that note,
Come with me now. You know what I didn't... Funny you say that. You know what I haven't heard for 20 years now on the State of Origin broadcast? P. Diddy's song that you're like, come with me now. Da-na-na, da-na-na. They've scrapped that, Channel 9, didn't they? gonna support Diddy?
yeah, scrap
Yeah.
that pretty quick.
Very quick. Thank you so much. That is wrapping up episode 5 of the Talking Sport Report. Please follow us on our social medias at Talking Sport Report on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. You can watch the full video of the podcast on YouTube as well. This is up on Spotify and Apple as of now. So, Scotty, until next week, where I spend
Been
more
a
of our
pleasure.
money on big band stuff.
I
You might
can't
hear a new
wait.
opener. Maybe we start the show next week with the Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yeah, go on, do that. Lock that in. It's been a pleasure, mate. I look forward to it again next week.
All right. So everyone, see you later. Bye.